Hey MJ traders and investors, it's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector review. Today's a review for Wednesday, June 9th. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing Tilray as the stock of the day. We'll talk about whether or not this move is for real. And it was actually leading all of our major LPs today and was the lead technical bull. So we'll look at the Tilray chart in depth here and do some in-depth analysis on that. And we'll focus on that, but we're going to just jump into some news and events like we normally do, and then we'll look at the Canadian and US MJ sectors as well. But before we do, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll put some timestamps in the description below. So, bill to restrict Colorado MJ industry awaits governor's signature, so essentially just cracking down on certain categories and concentrates, labeling requirements, and underage access, that type of thing. NFL funds MJ research as federal prohibition adversely impacts studies into opioid alternative for players. Also, more positive news, Ontario's privately owned MJ stores reopening to customers this Friday. And in other news, more positive news, Hexocorp wins dismissal of New York State Court shareholder class action. So glad to see that that's behind us. Also, Desjardins, shout out to QC in our group, came out with a report and they're expecting net sales of 36.5 million and EBITDA of 0.3 million, which is higher than the consensus of 34.5 million. So 34.5 million revenue net and 0.6 million. So they are coming in half at the EBITDA, but they are saying that the revenues are going to exceed expectations. So that's looking good. We'll keep an eye on that, but both looking for positive EBITDA once again, not expecting positive EPS though, in my opinion. And also MJ MSO, Vireo Health takes a new name and moves into psychedelics. So I'm not sure if many people saw that coming. I personally didn't, but we'll be keeping an eye on that stock here as well as it transitions. So moving on to Tilray. Tilray broke out to a higher high today, but ended the day with a ton of volume, but an upper wick. So we did break out to a higher high. We do have a new daily higher low established here at 1842. But as long as we maintain the hourly uptrend, the daily bounce is intact. And we'll just take a look at the hourly chart here now. So we are coming down, testing EMA 12, and we close the day above EMA 12 there on that hourly consolidation. So still in an hourly uptrend, that is the most important factor. And we'll be looking for the low of the day to hold tomorrow, likely going to be a daily inside bar. So it's possible that we see just a tightening range into tomorrow. We are down after hours to $20.90, so down about 2.5%. And we did see that EMA 12 and 26 bull cross after hitting the daily oversold, the 200-day moving average. I did a video about a month ago. You can check out that video, but I said back here, is it time to buy Tilray? We were on that support of the falling wedge. We were on the 200-day moving average at $13 as well, and we were down over 80% from the recent highs. And then sure enough, from that call out, check out that video from a month ago. I said, essentially, is it time to buy Tilray? And here we are up 73% from that call out. And bottom looks in. This looks like the move is for real. We're in a daily uptrend, which is the most important factor at this point, because that means that our weekly bottom is now set. And now what bulls want to see is as big of a bounce here on the weekly as possible to set enough room to form a higher low compared to 1341. If we can set a weekly higher low and higher high, change that weekly trend, and see increasing bull volume here this week, that is going to be great to see. And then that would mean if we change that weekly trend, then that would mean that our monthly consolidation is over at that point and our monthly higher low is set at 1341. So it's looking good. It's looking like bulls really mean business, but it's going to be on bears tomorrow. Burden of proof is on the bears here. And bulls are in full control. No major red flags. Taking a look at the weekly chart. So we were back above the 10-week moving average. And again, we were signaling that we could be potentially topping out around the $21.50 area, $22, as that was the 100-day moving average. Today we got as high as 23.04, and we ended up closing underneath that 100-day moving average. So wouldn't be surprised if we saw some weakness tomorrow. But like I said, likely going to be a daily inside bar and tightening range. Might be a slow day tomorrow. But on the weekly time frame, we can see a MACD here before the end of the week. That would be positive as well. We could see a 50 and 100 weekly bull cross on the weekly moving averages. But again, we're getting over those weekly moving averages, which is a positive sign. So everything's looking good. And here we are. I thought we were down. I'm not sure what's going on here with TradingView, but it says that we're down A lot more than, okay, right, we're on the hourly chart. I was thought we were looking at the daily chart. I was like, whoa, got me a little worried there for a second. So nice daily volume here as well on Tilray. We don't have any daily resistance now until 24.13. And if we can get over 24.13, it's 25 psychological. And then we have a lack of resistance up until 31.34. So great entry coming out of that weekly falling wedge and getting over the weekly EMAs here as well. So it's looking good. Most names on their pullbacks held their monthly EMA 12, including Tilray. So looking good. I think this move could be for real and likely an explosive move not too far away. So taking a look at the bull and bear list on the Canadian side, we had XLY. Oxley saw negative almost 15% downside. It seems news related, but I didn't see anything. Maybe let me know in the comments if you saw anything related to Oxley. RIV and North led the decline. On the bull list, we had PWR, TLRY, and VLNS. And we'll take a look at the US sector. So MSOS just tightening up. We're in a weekly equilibrium here with a low, high, higher, low, lower, high. Struggling to get over EMA 12 here on the weekly. So if we can break above 44.14, that's going to confirm a weekly uptrend. And again, if we can confirm a weekly uptrend, that confirms our monthly high or low is set. And that we can be likely heading up to all-time highs and above. Especially if we see U.S. legalization progress. It's looking good here into the end of the year. If we can see that weekly trend change, that's what bulls want to see, holding EMA 12 here on that pullback. On the bull and bear list, we had Ian, Bev, and BioHarvest. TAT was also down nearly 4% today. On the bull list, we had FLGC, PLTH, and BAM. And BAM still holding the 40-cent level. Watching that like a hawk. And again, it's hard to imagine much more downside from here, coming off daily oversold. Need to get over the EMA 12, which we've been struggling with, and need to change the daily trend ASAP. So going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector review, and we'll see you tomorrow after market close.